Hi guys, welcome back to another App Thunder video. Today we're going to talk about Clash of the Clans base defense. I had a lot of questions about what base defense strategy to use, where to put all of your buildings, and what to upgrade when. Now I'm going to point out that my base is actually Town Hall level 9, so I'm going to have a lot of wall to work with. If you're at a lower level Town Hall, you can definitely employ the same strategy, but just use less wall. Now, I do separate out all of my resource stores, and I have eight of them. So if you can, I recommend getting as many resource storages as you can, and then separating them out into individual sections. This is really useful because this prevents your opponent from taking out all 8 of your stores in one attack. So basically, the maximum that my opponents ever get is about 100,000 of either resource. And this is only made possible by all of these separations. And you'll also notice that I put a lot of edges into my design. So here you might think this edge is unnecessary, but actually if your opponent deploys wall breakers here, the wall breakers will go towards this edge and this edge, which essentially wastes 4 wall breakers, as opposed to if this was just a flat surface, they would only need 2 to break this wall, and immediately they would go towards the inner wall. So definitely add edges wherever you can. And don't be afraid to run out of wall space, because you'll notice here I actually do run out of wall space. And I use it to my advantage because this is called funneling. When you actually funnel your opponent's units into this space, and you place a wizard tower or any other splash damage building here, and that will take care of a lot of your opponent's units when they're attacking. And I also use a lot of traps. I don't recommend using the giant bomb because they're so expensive, unless you really want to put them in the middle of your base, where you prevent goblins from just destroying all of your resources. But other than that, I would just recommend using the cheaper traps. Now I separate out all 8 of my resource stores, and sometimes I'll put one in the middle, which means this is one that I'm really trying to defend. So normally I'll put in my Dark Elixir store, and right now I'm actually not defending Dark Elixir, or I'm not really using it much, so I actually left it on the outside and just put in one of my gold storages. Now next, let's talk about placement. I have a clan castle in the middle. This is useful because your opponent will sometimes try to draw out your units inside the clan castle, so that they can take care of them before attacking. Because once they're attacking in, and your archers or whatever unit you have inside your clan castle starts coming out, your opponent's units will start aggroing, which means they'll pay attention to those units and start trying to attack them. So if your opponent sends barbarians, and your archers are on the inner wall trying to attack the barbarians, their barbarians will ignore all the other units, all the other buildings around them, and go straight towards your archers. And sometimes there will be a wall inside, which means they have to break the wall and then attack the archers. So your clan castle units have priority when being attacked, so I recommend putting them on the inside. I also recommend requesting archers if your clan will give them. Now let's talk about mortar placement. Always spread out your most important defending units, or defending buildings, because right now lightning attacks are pretty cheap, quick to build, and they can take out buildings pretty quickly. So if you put your mortars together, they could be taken out with just a few lightning attacks. If you spread them out, they're going to need to use 2 to 3 lightning attacks here, 2 to 3 lightning attacks here, and it's just impractical for them to take out all of your crucial defending buildings all at once. So what I'm trying to say is just spread out all of your important buildings. And also, same goes for wizard towers. Now, I do like to put my wizard towers on the outside, because I find that once your opponent's units reach the inside of your base, they're basically going to take out a lot of your buildings before your wizard towers can act on them. So I put them on the outside, near gaps, near funnels, or even near your town hall, because your town hall has a lot of resources. Because your town hall has a lot of hit points. Your opponent's archers or barbarians will spend a lot of time working on them, and during this time your wizard tower can just go to work on their units while they're attacking the town hall. And another building to pay attention to is the air defense. If you're sitting at around 1500 trophies and above, you definitely want to use air defense, because this is when people start using dragons, minions, and even giants plus healer combinations. And if you place your air defense on the inside and spread them out, they're not going to be susceptible to lightning attacks, and they're not going to be easily taken out by your opponent's ground units. So place them on the inside, and this will do you a lot of good, especially against giants and healers. The giants and healers will just walk around the edge attacking these outer buildings, and your air defense will take out the healers immediately. And I also have 2 wizard towers being constructed, so if you are constructing buildings, place them on the outside. Don't leave your constructing buildings on the inside. By placing them on the outside, even if they're not attacking, giants will still attack them first. So this will draw your giants off the initial target and clump them up before they reach your wall. So definitely use this to your advantage. Now you'll see this gap, as I mentioned earlier, and I'll show you guys a raid in a sec where this gap comes in handy. But sometimes people won't even realize that there's a gap here because the town hall is so big. So definitely use this to your advantage. And you'll see that most of the attacks that are made against me aren't gonna get all that many resources. Now once in a while you'll have someone that gets 2 of your storages that are full, and this results in 100k, but I've never had anyone get 3 of my resources, or even 4 for that matter, of the same resource. So separating them out definitely pays dividends. And you'll see most of these are only under 100k, even though they're spending a fair amount of resources on their units. Once in a while you'll have people getting 65,000 of each resource, but you can see that they're spending a good amount using lightning attacks, using 5 to 10 giants and wall breakers. And note that these are not cheap units to make in terms of farming. And you can check out my other video where I talk about using low upkeep units, so you minimize the amount you have to pay to purchase these units, and you'll get more out of farming. Now this is one raid, and I'll show you how funneling works. And you'll see that he deploys a lot of wall breakers, but actually I don't know if he realizes that there's a gap here, because he's sending his wall breakers all the way out to this side, but they're going immediately towards this one area that I've made and set a lot of traps here. So actually none of his wall breakers have done any damage to my wall, and in fact his giants go straight towards this constructing building over here, which is definitely not what he intended. So now you'll see that his archers are going to start attacking my town hall, and they're gonna spend a lot of time on this town hall, and once they're done they're gonna funnel through here again. And like I said, just place a wizard tower here and you can take out a lot of their units. Now he is gonna deploy a rage spell, but that's about pretty useless because I'm assuming his goal is to get my resources, but these giants aren't gonna do anything. Now again, place your air defense on the inside, and they can take out, their range is pretty good, so they can take out units all the way on the outside. And there you have it. That's how funneling works. And you'll see that if you don't have enough wall to make your entire wall complete, definitely use funneling to your advantage. Now I'm going to show you guys one more, another raid where one guy actually got 100,000 gold, which is actually on the larger side for me. Most people don't get that many or that much gold or elixir, so I'll show you guys what he did right and why this defense actually limits anyone from getting all that much from you. And this is smart. Attacking and picking off these outer buildings before making your way to the inner wall, this prevents your units from clumping when you deploy a lot of giants or barbarians. And if they clump, it's easy for your opponent to use just a few splash damage units to attack all of them at once. So you'll see that his giants are pretty spread, which is useful. So he is attacking this side, so he's not going to go towards my funnel, but my clan castle units are coming out, and I believe he's going to use a lightning spell here. which is always smart. Definitely use lightning spells if your opponent has a lot of units in his clan castle, because it only costs about 20,000 gold, and in the end you don't want to be spending all of your troops or wasting them on your opponent's clan castle units. So if you're attacking, definitely use lightning spells if you have one handy. And I'll make another video about how to attack using different spells, using different units, and you can check out my other farming video where I talk about how to use low upkeep units. Now he does have a level 5 Barbarian King and a level 1 Archer Queen. These are really useful, but eventually once you decide that you're not going to get any more resources out of it, you want to withdraw from battle so that they do have a lower regeneration time. At this point, he should just withdraw, but he loses his entire queen. And you'll see that he did take 100,000 resources, but he didn't even clear even half of my base. So this separation of your resources is definitely really useful. Now lastly, I had a question about what buildings to make first. I'd say you should make your mortars first, because your mortars can do a lot of splash damage to a lot of your opponent's units, and they have a really high range. So if you place them in the middle, they'll do damage to this entire area. Next, you should probably upgrade your X-bows if you have any, or upgrade your wizard tower. Now I like to place my X-bows in the middle, and if you don't have X-bows, don't worry about this, but I place them in the middle because they can attack air units. And by attacking air units, you can save on placing air defense all around your base. You can sort of rely on your X-bows as a fallback option. Oh, and you can see here, I'm trying to point out to you that you can use extra buildings that you have and place them on the outer edge of your base. What this does is this prevents your opponent from deploying their troops really close to your wall. And this can be used to your advantage, because your opponent has a lot less control as to where their units are going to go. So, for example, if they deploy wall breakers all around this edge, they don't know that the wall breaker is going to go towards this funnel, towards this edge, towards this edge. It's really unpredictable from them. So it's difficult for them to control their army as well as they should be able to if you had not placed these buildings here. So definitely use these to your advantage. But do note that you have to place them within 2 blocks of each other. If not, if you have a 3-block gap, there's actually a space where your opponent can deploy their units, and you don't want this. So I think I covered everything that I want to cover. If you have any other questions, definitely leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and like this video if it was helpful to you, and I'll definitely make some more. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. This is App Thunder signing out.